Hey guys, look what came in while I was away. That's right, I was in Italy for 2 weeks. I think a lot of you knew that if you subscribed to my channel. Actually visiting some of the battlefields of Italy, up to Salerno and then Anzio and then finishing up in Rome. But that's for another video. I'll go over that trip. And for those guys who came along, especially a shout out to Mike and David. Now let's take a look at what came in while I was away. And this was a big surprise to me. I didn't know any of these were coming in. And back in the olden days, I used to see guns like this pretty much every month. But now I rarely see them. They may only come in once or twice a year. So pretty rare stuff. I'm excited to show you. Educational purposes only. If you want more information, you just have to contact us. But why don't you come take a look at these and I will educate you on some rare World War II pistols. Okay, these are all cherry picked, meaning we got a lot more guns than this that came in. And by the way, we did get some dogs as well. We got a bunch of guns from one collector. Maybe I should start with this one. I was gonna say here's a Krieghoff right in front. But this is a PPK. It has a story behind it. I will track down the story, but it came from the grandson of an officer that was in Korea. So he said, my dad got this in Korea. His PPK, got this in Korea and carried it with him throughout the war. And then when he came back, he gave it to me and I've been using it as a carry piece. He sent me the serial number, which is a PPK from Zalamelis, Million Series. He sent me the serial number and I said, before you carry this piece very far, would you send me pictures? I want to check this out because was he ever in World War II? And he said, yes, he went over at the end of World War II, but he carried this in Korea. So I said, well, like I'm thinking, this could be a really rare gun. And indeed it is. It's a Million serial. Those are Million serials, that's not post toasties, but the Million serial range, they only use for a very short period of time. And it's police Eagle C. So those of you who study these as I do, first of all, it's Crown End, so it's 1938. To have a police mark gun in 1938 is really very rare. And a gun like this can be in the 3500 range, but it also, he mentioned, it has a matching magazine. Now this is matching in the police style, but here you can see it's magazine number 1. Number 2 will be out there somewhere, and it'll be a Roman numeral 2. You can see there's the serial number with the matching magazine. And fortunately, I talked him into, don't carry this, get a modern PPK, or a more modern, something from the 80s. Get a modern PPK as a carry piece and sell this to a collector if you don't want it. And so he chose to sell this to a collector, so he passed it along to us. So can you just imagine, keeping this underneath the seat of your car for 20 years? And so there's a carry piece that turns into a high-end collectible, and all parties are happily satisfied. It also comes with this, which I'm sure is an original PPK holster. It is in the wartime, it's correct wartime pebble grain PPK, has some stitching missing here, but if this came home from the war and then over to Korea, carried through Korea, we want to keep it together. We will track down the story as to who it belonged to, the name of the officer, and the story behind the gun to go with it. That's an important part of what we do, preserving history and honoring the vets who served our country and brought back these treasures. Now let's move on to this Krieghoff. Krieghoff, again, that's the anchor logo. Some people say, oh, it must be a Navy. It's not. It went to the Air Force, the Luftwaffe, in 1940. Highly desirable gun in excellent condition. When I look at this, see the finish. This is original finish. Everything matches. It's all correct. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. One little eyesore. This has got some browning through here and a couple smudges. You can see this is aged, all correct. And the serial numbers are all matching under here, all Krieghoff parts. But right here is a smudge of pitting. Pitting, I thought if I said it nicely, it would make it sound better, but it ain't. A little bit of pitting right there. Other than that, the gun is really nice. And by the way, I think with a matching magazine, this has a beautiful matching magazine. You can see right here, matching Krieghoff magazine. But I wanted to show that to you because this is the way I like them. Just beautiful, all original gun. All right, next I'm going to pick up this P38. It's a P38 holster. From the grips, I know it's an early P38. Those of you P38 collectors out there, you know that a mid-war gun comes with grips that look like this. And this is actually early because it's 1941. This is from 1940, and it's a 0 prefix. And they were the ones that used this early grip. Just a very different style, very nice style. And you can see it's called a 0 prefix because it has a 0 prefix. This is the first of the military-issued P38s, first variation. Now, it has matching grips. If you take the grips off, they're Waffen stamped inside, and the last 3 digits, 996, are numbered on the inside of the grip. And this is what makes this one so special. It comes with not just 1 matching magazine, but looky there, 2 matching magazines. I actually need 3 hands to do this. But when I came in, Chris said to me, when was the last time we had a 2-match mag 0 series P38? And I had to think about it for a while. It's probably 4 or 5 years since I've seen a 2-match mag 0 series. So these are very, very rare. It's not for beginning collectors. If you're just, I know we have a lot of young people who watch this channel. Learn all you can now, and you want to know what you're doing, but this is all correct high polish finish. The markings on these magazines are correct. At the bottom on the spine, you can see they're double stamped, double proofed, and that's correct. So all correct there. I already mentioned the correct grips. You see the front strap has a little bit of dulling on it, but otherwise just a beautiful gun. Now the holster, of course, we would love it to be 1940 dated, but it is Waffen stamped. And then there's the bearskin. Those of you, well, here's a picture of what I call the bearskin holster. But the bearskin is right here, and unfortunately I can't read it. It very easily could be 1940, in which case all correct 2-match mag rig in the holster that it came home with. Just very rare find. All right, since I already pulled out this P38, let's go ahead and do it. This is 1941. Now remember, on the 1940 high polish finish, notice the finish on the bottom one, the high polish earlier. And then by the end of 41, interestingly, the early 1941 still had that high polish finish. But by the end of 1941, and the J block, that's toward the end, November, December of 1941, it has a duller finish. So this is AC41 with correct grips. They would not be numbered, but they are Waffen stamped. By the end of 41, they didn't number them anymore. And here you can see not just 1 matching mag, but once again, 2 matching magazines. And you're thinking, how the heck does this stuff happen to him? I go away for 2 weeks, visit the battlefields of Italy, and I come back and all these beauties. And I want to mention that while I visited like 3 different World War II museums in Italy, and I have to tell you that I have, right now, more guns and more World War II era guns on the German side, the Italian side, the American side. I have more at Legacy than all of the museums combined. They had great information, a lot of pictures, and I really enjoyed it. But I'm sorry to say the GIs brought home most of the good stuff. I know we have a lot of subscribers from Germany. In fact, it's our #2 subscribership country. And they often talk to me about coming to the United States to pick up some of the best artifacts. And I say more power to you. I'd like to share with the collector community. And please come on over. Come to some of the shows over here. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. But we do like working together to, again, preserve the history and honor the vets. So we have a 2-match mag, 1941 P38 in a 1941 dated holster, Waffen stamp P38 1941. So once again, a 2-match mag rig. Okay, now we go on to this tan holster. I can tell right away. This is a Luger holster, and it is dated right here, 1940. If you get the right angle, you can see it real clearly. And there's the Waffen stamp. So it is issued to the German military in 1940. There is no tool in there. And there also is no spare magazine, but we do have a 1940, 1940 usually would be a 42 code, but this is a Mauser banner, which means that it was going to either the police or it was going to the commercial market. 1940, commercial Mauser banner, but here I can see it has Waffen stamps, Waffen 655, which means that it was inspected and diverted to the military. So once again, this was made for the commercial market or a police contract, but as it was being finished up, the military took precedence. Somebody came in and said, we need some guns right away. Well, 1940, things were heating up, of course, as they moved into France at that period of time. And so it didn't go to its intended target, but instead was diverted to the military. So it's kind of a rare variation. Those of you who like rare variations, this is one of them. You can see some patina in here, which just means it shows some age. You can see some age in the safety mark, meaning the white has turned brown over time. Everything about this looks all correct. It's, by the way, in the X block, which is the block they use for commercial guns, but it ended up not going out commercially. And then the magazine is blank, 655 mark, which is correct. If it was going to the commercial market, it would have been blank anyway, but then at the last minute, they decided to instead send it to the Army, stamp this for the Army, stamp this for the Army, and I believe the grips are not numbered on this. The holster, again, was issued to the military, issued to the Army. So 1940, diverted commercial Luger. One more Luger. Take this one out of turn. Look at that. The holster is just beautiful. In fact, it's so shiny, I thought it might be a Krieghoff in there. It's not, but the black Krieghoff holster often looks like this when they look brand new. This is 1941 P38, which is Luger. There is a tool, and I believe it's, you probably can't see it, but it's Eagle 63, which is Mauser made. And then right away, I can see we have a Black Widow. Let me pull out this spare magazine. Here's what makes this one so special in terms of a BYF 41 Black Widow. Again, Mauser made, BYF, in 1941, issued to the military. The tool we saw was issued to the military. And this has two matching magazines, and these are correct. They're in the Q block. This has the plus, which means the spare magazine. So a Black Widow with two matching magazines, all I can say is, what a find. This is a beauty. Definitely worthy of my safe, but I don't want to be selfish. So get as much education as you can. You may, when will you see another one of these? They just, I just never see them anymore. So a lot of you are aghast, which means you're, and some of you are gassy, which is different. There we go. There's a holster issued to the military, 1941. Beautiful. Here's the inside, nice and clean. There is a stamp here. I think it's a German word, which I'm not quite sure, but you can see how clean it is inside, and it still creaks. Sounds like a new pair of shoes, doesn't it? Well, it is original and right as rain. Now, last but not least is not a German pistols, but it's part of the German war effort. It's an Axis pistol in that it was Norwegian, made in Norway. The Germans came in, occupied Norway, took over the factory and started producing 1911, model 1911 style. Actually, Kernsberg was licensed by Colt to make the 1911 Colt. The 1911 Colt in .45 caliber, except this is known as the 1914, model 1914, because that's when they got the license to make the Colt, and it was to be for European contracts, but with two world wars behind it, they didn't see a lot of production, didn't see a lot of popularity in other countries. But of course, during World War II, the Germans were trying to pick up pistols wherever they could. And they rather liked this model, the M14. And so they continued to produce them. This one has a Waffen stamp right here. So it's popular with World War II collectors. It's popular with German Axis pistol collectors. And it's popular with Colt collectors as well. So there's a lot of communities that are after this very collectible gun. They only made less than 1,000 of them in 1945. Yes, that is 1945. The one is rather poorly stamped, but it is correct, 1945. It has the correct beechwood color grips. The magazine has the loop in it, which is correct for the Kongsberg model. And it falls in the right serial range for one of the ones that were issued to the German army. Now, they skedaddled on out of there in early 1945. They took some of these guns with them, but many of them were left behind, and they've been imported from Norway over the past several years. So in the United States, these are hard to come by, but this is one of them, and they do command a premium. It does come with an original holster. Nothing real special about it other than it is original and correct and fits nicely in this holster. Okay, I have a lot more coming your way because there's other guns that came in, but let me tidy up a bit, get caught up on some of my paperwork, and I'll go get some more. Hey, maybe there's something here for you. Thanks for being a loyal viewer. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can help promote our channel.